Boom, I'm in this bitch. Happy Friday, ladies. Let me get a one if you can hear me, or say some smart mouth ass shit if I sound terrible. Thank you, Snapple Apple. Thank you, Aisha B. From what I understand, y'all can hear me. Ladies, check it out, right? Here's the misunderstanding. And this is a misunderstanding that mammies are having. Mammies are under the impression, ladies, that somehow defending black men and staying with black men and making declarations that they ain't never going nowhere. Nothing but a black man for me. I can't let no palm colored individual get none of this coochie. This coochie is niggas only pie. Little shit like that. Um, you bitches go divest. I'm gonna stay right here. Well, here's the misunderstanding, bitch. Guess what? I'm not asking you to come. I'm just reporting on your condition. And your condition fucking sucks. They finding you all over the place in multiple pieces, right? While you professing your love for black men, they finding your arm in the closet, your torso by the street curb, right? I don't know if there was a brain located, but your brain somewhere else too, bitch. You can stay there, right? You mammies are the biggest contributor to my platform, if you didn't know. So making nanny boo boo ass statements all the way up to and including rap songs talking about they don't want to be with nobody else because the Kangs is here. And I get it, do your thing. But here's the deal. I'm going to talk about you just as bad as you talk about us. You don't have anything good to say, anything juicy to say about divestors or women that just have left the community, whatever they call themselves. But you bitches got some real juicy stories. And on top of that, the dudes that you're taking up for, they saying the exact opposite. Ain't that a bear? Ain't that a fat, sexy bear? The same niggas that you going up against other black women for, they saying the opposite shit. They said they need a passport. They said they got to get anywhere but from around you. I want to go somewhere. As long as a black ass woman ain't there, they showing up there. So you got to understand the dichotomy. When somebody from the outside, which I am from the outside, make no mistake about it, is looking at what he's saying versus what you're saying, somebody look a little stupid. Somebody looks ungrateful, right? The men you profess in love to, they do come off ungrateful, and they are ungrateful, because I have to give it to you. You have given them everything but your spine. In some cases, you're giving them your spine, because some of you bitches end up paralyzed fucking with these niggas. But hey, it is what it is. The price of black love, huh? They come off very ungrateful, very nasty. They got the roast of the century on your ass. Everybody, no matter the race, no matter the gender, no matter the religion, they know all the stereotypes about you because of that nigga that you're fighting other black women over. Meanwhile, even niggas with felonies, they're trying to get away from you, called the passport bros. And I resent big time being compared to passport bros. I just detest that shit. Okay? The reason the passport bros are leaving is because they can't compete where they don't compare. Let me say that again. They can't compete where they don't compare. See that Kane you keep talking about? He can't compare to men out here just on a regular day-to-day job. Even something like being a garbage man, a black man would make that look even dustier than what that job actually is. Okay? The passport bros is translation for sex tourism. Because believe it or not, sexy, they're not looking for families. That's evident by the way they've left your communities at 80%, leaving you with them fucking kids. They're not looking to settle down. They're not looking to take care of anybody. They're looking for some sex. They're looking to get their dick sucked for little to nothing. They're looking to get with women that won't ask them to do anything. They're going somewhere where they can get somebody that they couldn't get in the United States, and they will suck their dick all the way down to the base for a bag of fucking rice. Do you understand me? While you over here talking about, I ain't going nowhere. Aaliyah, go ahead and do your thing while I share my screen with where they really going.
Girl, this is funny because you cannot imagine the immensity of the fucks in which I do not give. I mean, this is not Tinder or some other dating site, so I have no idea why a group of hoes are so determined to keep listing off all the qualities and shit that they can't stand about white men and why they love black men so goddamn much. I mean, that's your business. We don't give a fuck. I see. I know most of the niggas sat in the back of the classroom eating crayons and sniffing glue and shit. And now I'm convinced that just as many black women were sitting back there right with them. Understand this. Your decisions are not hurting or affecting us in the slightest because just like you don't fuck with white men, I say the same thing in the opposite. So that's where you and I differ, sis, because I wouldn't touch one of your kings with 1,000-foot pole. Okay, they can't do a motherfucking thing for me. So that's what we differ at. But just know that whatever you decide to do has no effect on our lives whatsoever. And if I'm not mistaken, I already said once before, we're not here for you bitches. We don't care what you old bitches decide to do. We're here to try to help out the younger generation. You know, the girls that y'all have tried to lead straight off a fucking cliff. You know, those girls. Yeah, we're trying to stop this fuck shit from taking place. Because just because you're running up behind black men, still kissing their asses and sucking their dicks from the back, yeah, we're trying to stop the young girls from making the same stupid ass mistakes that you made. But that's all I got to say about that. Now, as far as the passport bros, let me just say on behalf of the zealous motherfuck the passport bros. In fact, I got a song for you. You want to hear? Here it go. Na 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 na. Hey hey hey. Goodbye. And see, we have absolutely nothing in common with these people who want passports so they can go play with lady boys and take advantage of children and women who need green cards, as well as those who are economically deprived. It's exploitive and it's predatory. But hey, we're not trying to talk you out of anything. You do exactly what you want to do. And so actually y'all leaving is some of the best news that I've gotten all year. So I love it when these so-called passport bros try to drag Black American women. I actually agree with you on that. These other ladies are so much better than us. You have won the prize, ladies, because you all can bet your sweet ass that I'm trying to be the opposite of everything that they say they want. In fact, I want to be everything they say they don't want. And I want to make it my business to be just that. I don't want to be friendly, feminine, or submissive to any of them. I curse like a sailor, which is why they can all kiss my ass. And the only man that's getting my feminine side is the one who deserves it, which is my Brad. And do I curse at him? Absolutely not. I actually like him. And that's the only one I actually owe anything to. Other than that, the rest of them can go straight to hell without passing go or collecting $200. And these things are so deranged that they have actually convinced themselves that somebody is jealous because they're getting passports, when I could have sworn that we've been doing everything in our power to rid ourselves of them. So jealous of you leaving the country to, I think not, my friends. Let me just say that I think the fuck not.
They would have to have a desperate. That's the thing. There has to be an air of desperation for anybody that's messing with these niggas. Uh, Mammy Americans, do you know that your nigga said that hungry, destitute, broke, tattered clothed, ain't washed they ass motherfuckers are a better option than you? All I'm asking you to do is don't start with me. I ain't the one that got the smoke for you. That nigga that you lusting after, the one that you curve your tongue up under his balls to try to get to the tank, yeah, that nigga. He's the one that you need to give the smoke. You love him to pieces, but guess what's happening? It's a comedy skit at this point. I'm just going to keep it real with you. It's a comedy skit. Now, when they say they're getting a passport, you can forget about these countries that you see right here, because not because they couldn't get any women there. That's not the problem. The problem is the people in this country are Black. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? That's not where they're talking about going. They're not talking about going to some Mozambique and Somalia and Sierra Leone. These places, no, Afghanistan either. They're not going to any of these places. Niger with the hard R. They not going there either. When they say they getting a passport, they're trying to get something that doesn't look like you because they can't stand you, bitch. They can't stand you. They can't stand that you breathe. Anytime you experience something catastrophic, that shit makes they dick hard as motherfucker. And I don't understand it. But when they get their passport, they're going places like this, where it's a little bit more, a little bit less. You get where I'm going here. You get where I'm going here with the phenotype, right? Of course, there's Black people in the countries that are listed here. Abso-fucking-lutely. But you know, and I know what they're going for. You know, the one that you sometimes try to favor because you know that that's the phenotype that they like. Yeah, deny it if you want to. Yeah, those bitches. Those bitches right there. Welcome to the panel, Kyra. How are you?
Good evening, DZ. Good evening, ladies.
Hey.
Hi.
I have a song as well.
Oh, Lord. Y'all done turned this shit into a concert.
It's well, you got smoke night. Why can't we have karaoke night?
You sound very, very far away, echoey. It's really, really weird.
Oh, any better? No.
No, it's not better, boo. It's not better. Go and come back because it sounds like you in a tunnel.
Okay.
All right. Hey, Ebony, how you doing?
I am NI hard R free.
Okay. You got
Okay.
anything on the passport, bros? Because we're going to
Well,
drag.
actually, DC, this passport bro thing started 20 years ago.
Yes, ma'am.
And I remember because, some of the celebrities were going over and finding themselves some Brazilian babes or whatever. Okay, that's fine. But that says something about you.
Brazil is a favorite one, and they have a transformer issue in Brazil. I don't think
Exactly.
I don't think that's a coincidence. That is their
Exactly.
type, the
Ex-
transformers. The ladies with an extra thing, a really long
yeah.
clit.
Yeah, there you go. But see, it says something about you when you can't even get women in your own country and have a real life with, not just sex, but a real life. That says something about you.
They don't want that though. Honestly, they don't want that
They
because the
don't want it. They don't want
desperation
it.
here, the desperation just with the American mammies alone. We're not gonna talk about the British mammies and none of that shit. Mammies in general are desperate as fuck. So they could easily start a family with these women if that's what they wanted. There's
They
tons
don't
of like,
want that.
thank you,
They
thank
don't want that. And the thing is, they never wanted that.
you.
That's the deal. They never wanted that. I mean, but the problem is, it's like, for some reason, I don't know what's going on with the American women or whatever, but they want to pretend like what's happening is not really happening, and live in la la land. And they don't want to. If you cannot be critical of yourself, you're never going to grow. Any
Hmm.
community that cannot critique itself will never grow. It will devolve and die. And that is exactly what is happening with Black people.
Yeah. Well, what can you say? I would pretend to be sad about what's going on with the Black collective, but I don't care. I would care a little bit if the mammies weren't so fucking haughty with the bullshit, but they got their dukes up. So we gonna duke this on out, bitch. Because guess what? Your rhetoric is making Black women, young Black women, old Black women. Because make no mistake about it, you can divest if you're 100 years old. Whenever you wake up, you can divest. But you're lying to these women big time, big time. Let- while we're here talking about these mammies sending people down the wrong road, let me move this real quick and go ahead and let's go there because I hate to go there. Hate me for it later. But I'm getting ready to rub some shit in. Okay, folks with these goddamn platforms making Black women think that fat meat ain't greasy. It's greasy as hell. It's greasy as hell. Let's go.
A deputy say a fight over electricity led to a man killing his ex-wife and her son. That shooting happened last night in a home along East Parkway, south of International Speedway Boulevard. It's near DeLand.
Now you say, DZ, what the fuck does that have to do with folks' platform? I know a lot of y'all out there know where I'm going with this. The lady that's no longer here with us, her name was Marsha Ebanks. She had a platform where she was on some positivity, Black folks loving each other, Christianity. She was a motivational speaker. Okay. She was somebody that would pick you up and lead you in the right direction in both relationships and just daily life. She also brought her Dusty out in the forefront. He also had his own platform, and they were just light love, Black love motherfuckers. That's who this story is about. Let's go.
Deputies said the suspect opened fire. 2 young kids were nearby. News 6's Molly Reed reports the man confessed, but deputies are not buying his story.
That suspect, Michael Williams, just appeared here in court this afternoon for his first appearance. Now, he claims to deputies he shot his ex-wife and her son in self-defense, even calling 911 himself and waiting for deputies to get there. But investigators say they have found no evidence to back that.
I was fighting and not to get off me, I basically shot him. Yeah, the fact that shot her.
Investigators say Michael Williams called them from.
There's the king. This is the dude that Marsha brought on her platform and helped him with his platform to be goals. If you can go look at up under some of their shit, it's people up under there saying y'all are relationship goals. Well, not so fast. Would you be willing to type that shit today? This has happened several times with these people that like to act like what we're talking about is not real. All you have to do is manifest the man you want. Express the energy that you want. You'll get what's coming to you if you just give off that energy, yoni egg ass, unk ass bullshit. And this is where that ends up. Okay? Because a Dusty is just that. He's dusty. I don't care how light and airy you are, how much positive energy you bring. There's nothing you can do to rehab a Dusty, and why would you want to? Let's keep going.
From the house on East Parkway in DeLand around 8 last night. He told them he shot his ex-wife Marsha Williams and her 28-year-old son Robert Adams.
I got into the house and my son attacked me. He was running home with her. He attacked me. I had my weapon on me. And while they were attacking me, I shot him.
But Volusia Chief Deputy Brian Henderson says when deputies arrived, they didn't find any signs of an attack or injuries on Williams, supporting self-defense.
This is senseless. You know, this is absolutely senseless. This was an argument over electricity.
Henderson says Marsha and Michael divorced in June, but Michael was staying at the house until they could sell it. He says just hours before the shooting, Marsha also called the sheriff's office for advice. She told them Michael had turned off all of the power and put lock boxes on the electricity box and front door.
I just wanted on record that he made he didn't physically do anything other than lock us out of the house, but it was an implied threat, and I just want it on record.
Henderson says Marsha and Robert cut the box and got a locksmith, and Michael saw the lights on when he came home, leading to the fight.
He goes into this rage. I don't know any other word to describe it, and this is what we're left with. You got a 5 and a 6-year-old that likely witnessed their father being murdered.
Henderson says those 2 children belong to Adams. The sheriff's office is working with DCF to interview them. Williams now charged with the murders.
You have been arrested in this case for 2 offenses, a first-degree murder with premeditation.
In Volusia County, I'm Molly Reed getting results.
Now, this woman that they spoke about, they called her Marsha Williams because that's his last name. Her maiden name is Ebanks, okay? So many people have made videos concerning this woman. So go ahead and check those out, you know, and because I don't want to be repetitive with it, but everybody is on some RIP shit. RIP, sure enough, RIP. I would have a little bit more compassion for these people if the info wasn't out there. My girl was in her 40s, okay? How on earth are you still giving these niggas a chance because of some bullshit that you was raised on? After you've learned your what the real deal is, let's just put that out there. Then why you keep going back? And on top of that, when you tell mammies this shit, they get defensive. So, like you said with the energy, I'm sending you back your energy. This is the energy that you give to motherfuckers that's telling you to leave these niggas alone. You're not gonna go out here calling us all type of extremists and bed wenches and shit, and then when you get your ass whooped, have us come and patch up your wounds and take you to have some tea. That's not how any of this works. You defend these type of niggas. You got people wanting the relationship that y'all had, and you ended up dead, ma'am. Every time I come up here, there's somebody else that wasn't here, that's not here, excuse me, the last time I talked to y'all. Why? Because Dusties are on a rampage, like that cop just said. He said that it was rage, and it was the only way that he can describe it. And I happen to agree with that. The rage is that they don't like Black women. What are you not understanding? Standing at the Quick Trip or 7-Eleven and a motherfucker nod his head at you and he's being cordial. How does that mean that he likes Black women? Why are you not looking at what's really going on? All this murder and whatever else, you'll look past that. But if a nigga hold open the door at the Kroger, all of a sudden, not all. These bodies are real. She's no longer here. Whenever y'all look up her story, she was a beautiful fucking woman. She could have did so much better. But when you look at them together, when she looked in his eyes, the woman was in a spell. She was in love. And I see this shit all the time with Dusties and these mammy ass bitches. Just it's no words to even put it out there. Shane, how are you?
I'm doing okay, but just again, not surprised with this bullshit. And as far as these mammies with the, well, I'm gonna stay with the Kangs. Fine, bitch, nobody cares. All right. No, you can keep the herpaganosyphilis. I'm good. I'm good being 45 and never having a star crunch coochie. So there.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Herpaganosyphilis. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
No, okay. Herpaganosyphilis. Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh. You know, and the way we talk about this shit comes off heartless, but here's the deal. What's happening to y'all is what's actually heartless. My attitude, it don't matter. The mammy's attitudes, it don't matter. These GoFundMes, these funeral homes and these funerals and all that shit, that's what the real tea is. So if you're going to continue to sit up here and make songs and shit about these Dusties and then turn around and look at us and say, I ain't going nowhere. Well, that's fine, because where in the fuck would I get my content from? You, I almost called you something.
DZ,
Yes.
DZ, I had a white woman say to me today, these black women, she said it herself, she says, I'm no glamour girl myself, but there is no effing way I would let some of these dudes in my life that these black women will take. They treat them, like, why do they let them treat them any kind of way? I said, I don't know. I'm not one of them. But she said, it's like they are taking any kind of treatment. So the guys treat them any kind of way. Yeah, that's true. So, and she asked me, she says, when are these women going to wise up? They look stupid. Are they going to stop? I said, no, ma'am. I'm just not one of them. She says, good for you, because my God, they're dying out here. They're dying out here. She's an infectious disease nurse too. And she says, these guys have so many STIs and they're giving it, they go right back to 4 and 5 different women. How can they even get one woman? And I started laughing.
She literally needs to turn that energy to the mud sharks and ask them, okay, if you see all of this, why the fuck bitches that look like you keep doing the same shit? Because there's white mammies, you better believe it. They call them SJWs.
Oh yeah. Now she's not an SJW. I mean, she's just literally dumbfounded with what she sees every day black women are doing and allowing in their lives. She's asking me, well, maybe I said, I don't live that way, so I'm not a good source of information, but I understand where you're coming from. I left it at that.
Let me see if this is the real Kyra up here. I'm going to go ahead and protect you ladies from any herpaganosyphilis penis pics. Okay. Kyra, your picture's changed. Is this you? Okay, I'm gonna bring you back down. Because if that was Kyra, she'd have said something by now. Divested Phoenix, are you Dusty?
I am not, but I used to be, and I've actually been on before, and I shared a story. And I would like to share another one because I don't know.
Well, right now, I'm gonna need you to stick to the topic, okay? And then
what's the topic,
add the bits and pieces in that apply to the topic, because this is a good topic. We talk about the passport bros, and we talking about these mammies that are righteously indignant about not fucking with black men and staying with black men and all that shit here. Okay. So
as far as the passport bros, this is how you know that Dusties are very illiterate when it comes to pretty much anything, math, economics, whatever. When you total that up, the fact that you're going to go out the country and purchase a passport, then you got to get a hotel room, you have to buy the flight, you have to buy your room and board.
Your mic is borging a little bit. Let me ask you this real quick. I'm listening to you like list out their itinerary, all the things that they would have to do, and what it seems like is you're presenting all the issues and why they shouldn't go, right? correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like a lot of people want to say, oh, you got to get a hotel, you got to get a passport, you got to get this, you got to get that. And the part that they don't say is you might as well stay here because that's too much work. That's not the shit I'm on. I'm telling you to leave them alone and let them
Oh, no, I
figure
want
out
them
the
to go.
itinerary.
Yeah, I
Okay.
want them to go. I just want them to realize how dumb that sounds, that you're telling us, oh, they'll do it for a bag of rice or this or that, whatever their their denomination is and their money. But I want them to go. I want
Okay.
them to realize what they're getting into, because they're over there robbing them and unaliving them just as quick as possible. They think they're getting away with something, and they're not getting away with anything. Them women over there are hypergamous, and they want men to take care of
There it
them.
is
Just
again. There it is.
Mhm.
Your mic is cutting up. There it is
Oh, I'm
again, though,
sorry.
y'all. But check
Okay.
it out, y'all. You can tell sometimes. Go out and come back in, Divested Phoenix. When, how can I put this shit? When you're listening to somebody, okay, and oh shit, I'm trying to keep this shit right. You can tell when somebody is not completely done with black men. If you go to their platforms and they're presenting black men with all the issues of dating out and all the issues of being a passport bro and all the things and tribulations that they're going to go in, it's almost as if you're trying to convince them not to go. And I am not for that bullshit whatsoever. Listing down all the problems that they're going to face, it's like you're trying to discourage them to go. And then you say you want them to go. That kind of doesn't make sense. Let me check these comments and see if I'm making sense to y'all. She's okay. Woman's Rap say I could care less. Dust Free Black Woman says, you can tell they still care. Exactly. Wow. They can go. Yeah, it sounds like a plea to Dusties. It sounds like a plea to Dusties. And we got a lot of content creators that tell you what's up with black men, but then turn around and try to tell you that you should still not all situation. I hope y'all get what I'm saying right here, because I'm trying not to be extra, as you can tell, but you can tell with the way somebody's sitting and saying, and you rather do all of this instead of work with black women. You'd rather go all the way out of the country instead of getting the black women that are right next to you. And it sounds like you're still begging. If I were you, I wouldn't be talking to them, number one. But number two, if you're going to do anything, I would tell them it's very easy. Get a passport and get the fuck on. Period. Okay? What's going on, Pink Extra? How are you?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Amazing.
Hi.
So just to add on to this passport bro conversation. So I've been to 81 countries, and I don't call them passport bros. I call them super dusty passport hoes from Afghanistan. Now there was one kangaroo in question who mentioned that his exotical Thai woman or his conquest used to happily collect his dirty drawers with crustaceans from the floor and hand wash them with a smile. So they are looking for third world impoverished slaves, period.
Okay. You said you was he was talking to you?
It was somebody that I unfortunately worked with, and we had a work assignment overseas, and he was just bragging about how, that one Thai woman used to happily wash his dirty drawers, and that American women need to take note or they'll lose us. And I said, bye. She's actually helping us. She's saving Black women. So continue.
Okay. Maybe I am extreme, because I swear to God, if I was at work and an ape was sitting there trying to tell me something that he got going on, he would see nothing but ass and heels, because I would have been walking away out of earshot from whatever he was talking about. But that's just me. Let me put Nikki back up here. Kyra, is this your account? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead.
Yeah, it's me.
Okay, because that I was getting ready to ban your account, girl, because that was the second time. What's the? Go ahead, it's on you.
Well,
What was the song, Kyra? I want to hear the song.
She fell off again. I don't know what's going on with Kyra's equipment tonight, but she fell off again.
I know how that shit is.
Okay. D, are you dusty? I don't know if you dusty, D, but I done got your ass up out of here because it don't take that long to answer. Nasha, your camera is on. Cut it off. Nasha, are you dusty?
No, ma'am, I am not dusty at
Okay,
all. No, I am not. How you doing, DC?
I'm fucking amazing. How are you?
I am fucking amazing as well. Thank you very much. I speaking on this topic, I saw that story and I was beyond disgusted. I'm not surprised, but I am disgusted with the woman and her love and light with the Naker. There is no love and light with a Naker. I don't know what part of this we can't seem to absorb. There's no love, first of all, and there's no light because these motherfuckers don't know how to love. Love is not in them. They love themselves. They don't give a fuck about you.
Mammies get on my nerves with the bullshit. Trying to convince these girls to get hurt. If anybody is being convinced to get into the arms of a Dusty and they end up fucked up, hey, mammy, that's on you. Somebody came to you looking for a little bit of guidance, and you gave her that positive outlook on black men. Shame on you.
Shame
on you.
Shame on you. And the issue is, they really want us to believe that, oh, not all. Bitch, yes, all. Because the thing is, even the one that you might remotely even say, oh, okay, he's still subpar. Fuck that shit. Like, he's still subpar. If he's never been arrested, he's still subpar. If he's never killed anyone, still subpar. It doesn't matter. The shit is broken. So it's like, I will take a blue collar average Brad before I take a well off ape.
That's just the fact of the matter. I would too, because the thing is, you got to think about what's going to happen socially and how these people are socialized. Dusties are socialized completely different. If they make anything of themselves, there's a 2 pussy minimum. That's just the fact of the matter. There's a 2 pussy minimum. They talk to you like shit. It's just not. You have to think about the social part of it, and people don't think about that piece. You can be a multi-millionaire and still be a fucking Dusty. We've seen that shit over and over again.
And they prove themselves to be exactly that. They prove that no amount of money is going to make them less fucked up. No amount of money is going to make them better people. In fact, it makes them worse. And it's like you give the motherfucker some money and you find out just how degenerate he actually is. And this idea that, they'll tell you in a minute to pick better. There's nothing to pick. What you picking from? Is it, if I see a pile of shit, ain't no good shit in the pile. It's all shit. Like what?
Mm-hmm. Thank you for coming up. Welcome back, Cairo. Is your shit working now?
We'll see. I had to use a different device, so I gotta hold it this way. So you're absolutely, oh goodness, I was afraid I got disconnected again. You're absolutely right. It doesn't matter, even if one of these grapes has 8 figures, if he's a multimillionaire, he's still, at the end of the day, he's a grape and he's collectively worthless. Remember, all these rich black males, they don't own shit in the world, so they still have to go to the white man and the Asian man for every single thing they need.
Where the hell you think they got the millions of dollars from? They didn't get that from some uppity nigga. They got that shit from a white man. So if you praising a millionaire basketball player, darling, you need to look at the commissioner, honey. Because if the commissioner decides that your nigga ain't worth the fuck, he gonna be on 30 for 30 on ESPN talking about how he got, back poor. But whatever. Don't nobody want to talk about that.
Exactly. It's the white man that's cutting the check. Let's keep that all the way real. And a lot, despite what some of these other folks think, there's quite a few of us over here who grew up in the so-called unicorn households, who had fathers and grandfathers and whatnot who were, or at least on paper about something. It's hashtag all. They're all dusty. like you're right. As soon if a black man has two nickels to rub together, he believes he's entitled to more than one pussy.
Mm-hmm.
It's always some foolishness at the funeral because the other wife across town and all those other kids pop up at the funeral, and then there's an argument breaking out.
Yeah, this is why these people end up having sex with family members and don't know it sometimes, because your granddaddy, Miss Pearl down the street, he wasn't just going to pick up your grandma Tupperware from that house. Your grandfather was getting some of that ass. He was getting some of that Jim Crow, right? He was getting some of that segregation ass pussy from Miss Pearl down the street. And Miss Pearl was a whole mammy, knows that Mr. John or whatever the fuck your granddaddy name is got a whole fucking family down the street, but she gonna lift up her slip and them big ass bloomer drawers they used to wear back in the 50s and 60s. She gonna peel the motherfuckers down her goddamn ankles and she gonna fuck your granddaddy. The black community is fucked up from the top to the bottom.
Well, I recently found out that one of my unicorn great grandfathers, at 70 years old, he impregnated a 16-year-old.
Oh, damn.
But unicorn.
I can't. Welcome to the panel, Chanel. How are you?
Hey, ladies. Hey, Divested.
Hey, what you got going on tonight, boo?
Oh, I'm just sitting back, just scoping the scene out. I just came through, so I guess I'm going to just let the next person go.
Okay, that's what's up. Back to the screen, ladies. Okay, so y'all see these South American countries. Yes, I know that there's black women in South America, but that's not why these passport bros are going down there. They going for that other type. You know, that one that y'all got whole colorism platforms and all that shit for, calling them preferences and all that shit. That they're going for the preference. They not get no passport to go to you because they got you. They even got you when they get the fuck back here. Okay, like I said, let me tell you where they're not going though. There's the bag of rice, okay, that they down there fucking for. They not going here. When the passport bros get their passport, what they can't do is go and infiltrate somebody who got the community together, who got their finances together, that have been there, that they're to aspire to, I guess, if you would. They're not going to these places. Monaco, no, that's a place that's doing better than the United States. Actually, 7 countries up, to be honest with you. They're not going to none of these Irelands and Norways and that type of shit. You want to know why? First of all, they already got their dusty problems in these countries. The dusties in those countries are identical to the dusties in the United States. Don't get that part fucked up, okay? They're the same problem in those countries that they are here in America. This is why passport bros go to these countries where there's no plumbing, there's no food, there's no significant housing. Go ahead, Aaliyah.
Oh no, I was just listening to what you were saying about it because I know this shit is hilarious to me. Because let's just talk about the fact that what they're doing is contributing to the STDs and why that shit has skyrocketed in this country as well. Especially when you're going to countries full of sex workers that use black market antibiotics that don't adequately treat the STDs that they have, and then you bring that shit back to the US. And see, that's a huge reason that we had such a huge resurgence in syphilis and other STDs after most of these wars, especially Vietnam. And I dare anybody to call me a liar because American soldiers brought the shit back. So they know what I'm saying is the goddamn truth. And so you go to those countries, and they're paying for sex and they're getting more than they bargained for. So that's why I say it's hilarious. And not to mention,
it's the comparison for me. What it actually is to me is that with the mammies, these are the women you're being compared to and being told that that are better than you. These are women that don't have significant health care, none of that shit. But you sitting there asking them not to go. They have said that somebody that doesn't have clean water, food desperation and food deserts and shit all over the fucking place, that she's better than you after you get your master's degree, mammy, after you have a secure income, I'm trying to get you to see how dumb you look. That's why I'm taken aback by when you put your anger towards divestors and swirlers and whoever the fuck else, because you got to understand what you look like up here. You have to. Somebody hungry and willing to sell they ass crack is better than you with your master's degree. And then when they get back, you take them anyway. Being stepmama to his new, I can't. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead,
Kyra.
I was gonna say, like, not only do they take them back when they come, when they come back to the U.S., they take the shit log raw after they've been through all of those prostitutes over there. And I would like to recommend that more of the cicadas, because we know they're listening. I think y'all should go to China. Incidentally, DZ, has that grape been executed yet, or is he still waiting?
I'm not sure. I haven't looked it up, but if he has, bravo to the Chinese man.
Please go to China. Please
go to China.
Yeah,
go to
China's
Greece.
beautiful. Go to China.
Go to Greece, because we've heard they've gotten their issue there. And is the Dominican Republic still slipping poison into the guest drinks at those resorts? Because if they are, I think they should go there too.
And
Colombia. Colombia.
Go to DR. Absolutely.
Keep going to Colombia, because they are straight up killing them. Robbing them first with any little thing that they've got and straight up killing them.
Sis, they need to just go back to the Amazon forest at this point, since they want to climb trees and act like monkeys and shit. They need to just go back to the Amazon.
Well, I don't know if you've looked at the Aborigines in the Amazon River Valley. They might be too dark for them.
But they eat people though, so they can be with some real kings.
But I do have a problem. I mean, not only about the mammy platforms, mainstream media is trying to normalize Black men as if they're like wonderful fathers and doting, and they're putting them in these interracial relationships, which I don't care. The problem is Black men are not really like that. They are not really like that.
Yeah, I heard this statistic saying that Black men are the most involved fathers, and I'm like, that's a lie.
Yo, that was a self-reported. Let's go ahead and debunk that shit right now. As far as Black men being the best fathers and the most involved fathers, that was a questionnaire that was handed out to a very, very small group of men, and none of their answers were verified. It was self-reporting. Basically, put that piece of paper in front of them, ask them were they involved. They checked yes, and that was the goddamn study.
And that is not real research. That's the thing. They will take anecdotal stuff and just, it's like a Vogue survey or something. And then just taking that as truth. That's my problem. The media, not just Black media, but the mainstream media is putting these Black men in characterizations that are heroic and this and that, as if they're trying to normalize the idea that there are some normal Black guys out there. There aren't any.
They're definitely pushing that narrative. Because I saw that with Idris Elba's new movie Beast, where he's the Black father. They're definitely pushing that shit hard. And
they are.
Like, also, he was supposed to be protecting the daughters over there from the lion in Africa.
Give me a break. Give me a break.
Let's be real.
By the way.
Let's talk about how that movie really would have gone, if they were telling the truth. Idris Elba's character would have fed his daughters to the lion so he can have a chance to get away.
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
What would have happened.
Yes.
To be honest with y'all, I'm so motherfucking out of touch with these niggas. I didn't even know the movie existed. Okay? I guess I'm an airhead when it comes to what these niggas got going on with these fucking movies and shit. They're always trying to portray them. That's why I don't think anything they say has any merit, because leave it up to the Black community, and that's mammies included. They'll tell you that the media got it out for Black men. I think the opposite is true. They're not telling the truth.
They're
about
not.
them for
Thank
real,
you.
for real.
That's
Thank
right.
you.
That's
Thank you,
right.
DZ. And he would have fed his kids to those lions, went to the next village, got some herpagana syphilis, and went back to the United States to screw somebody raw with a Star Crunch.
That's what they do.
That's why I say it's hilarious, good, because they think that this shit is punishment to us. Like, ladies, y'all are about to lose your good thing if you don't shape up. And it's like
You were about to lose your job.
you about to lose a good thing, ladies. Y'all, if y'all don't get it together, they leaving, they getting their passports. Y'all get y'all shit together because y'all good thing is about to be gone. And that's why
I got a question.
I don't know.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know, Aaliyah. I think you really need to do some research on that herpetogonosyphilis thing because I think it's all one bug at this point.
I'm telling you, it's okay, y'all. We talk about the super bug of all super bugs.
Right.
There you go.
I got a question.
What's your question?
I'm sorry. I have a question for those who are knowledgeable about governmental matters. Is it possible for the U.S. government to cancel your passport when you're overseas? Because that could work. You thought it was going to be a round trip, but
Ooh,
oops.
Tyra.
I'm just curious. Like after they leave and they get where they're going, can their passports just be revoked for something and then they get stranded over there wherever they are? Because I think that's
Tyra.
actually, but that would be a solution to the problem. And those women over there are so loving and submissive. They'll take care of them. It won't be a problem. They can just live off of those women over there.
And they get their drawers washed,
Mm-hmm.
Girl.
I just want to say it's crazy to me that do you know how low you have to be to want to go fit somewhere as impoverished as some of these countries so you can feel powerful. And something DZ said earlier, it speaks to the socialization. Like if you're conquered in your own country, of course you have to go somewhere else to feel like you're the man. Like if you ain't shit in your own country, of course you have to go somewhere else where you feel powerful. And if Black women really, 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 really take the fucking blinders off and look at the behavior of these men, we'll find all of their shit comes from a place of conquered mentality. Like they not running shit. And it's like, even when you talk about the fucking physical aspect of it, every
Don't
time
make
you
me
turn
throw
around,
up here.
okay, but I'm just saying, like, everything is, they gotta beat it up. Why the fuck you trying to beat some shit up? Because you stay getting fucked up. That's why. Because as a man, you ain't shit and you conquered. So the only place you're gonna feel powerful is behind closed doors. Like that just the degeneracy, like the mentality is
But
so fucked up.
these are the men who want sex with children.
Ooh,
they want to beat the hell out of women.
Yep.
Okay? And they don't feel good unless they have a gun in their hand.
I have another question for those of you with a medical background. I've heard this, so please let me know if this is true. Didn't Ebola come into being because, some grapes over there were fucking or eating the actual primates?
I don't know. I have no clue. I would have to look that up. I have no
wouldn't
clue.
doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it.
I cannot confirm nor deny that.
I cannot confirm or deny. However, they do eat primates over there. Okay. And
they fuck them too. Go ahead.
Well, see, I didn't want to say that, but yeah. And I cannot confirm or deny.
That's off the damn chain, ladies. After looking at all three of these lists, the obvious should be, in your face. The ones that don't have anything, they tend to be a little bit darker. Black men tend to be in charge there. There's failing infrastructure, if infrastructure at all, food insecurity, mud roads. The children are in a goddamn mess and sometimes they're starving. Okay. They are at the very bottom of this list. You've never heard a passport bro, mammy, tell you he's going to Haiti because he wants somebody that has family values. He never says that. He never says that he's going to Jamaica. Why? Because those women look just like you. And you still standing here begging like your ass don't have two brain cells to rub together. These lists are public. I compared some of these lists on multiple websites, and they're all the fucking same. And let me tell you something else. New Orleans is the #1 capital of murder here in this country. Happens to be another Blackistani city. Black folks are at the top of every horror list, right? And at the bottom of every good list. So I ask you again, mammies, what is it? Why is there a beef with us? Aren't you tired yet? Aren't you tired yet? Can you not see the obvious? Make no mistake about it. I am not asking you to divest. It's actually funny watching you stand there looking like a circus clown, taking up for people that hate your guts. They hate your fucking guts. That's all I can tell you. And whatever happens to you happens, I'm going to talk about it. So to have something to deflect to, you can continue to talk about Black women that have left the Black community. That's fine. It still doesn't change the fact that your area looks like trash. Your area is disease ridden. It's a shithole everywhere they go, here and abroad. Okay?
Facts.
Facts.
Can I want to is it, if it's okay, I want to go back to something that Kyra said. I think is it, did I say her name right, Kyra?
Yeah, go ahead.
Earlier she was talking about the unicorns, and definitely I grew up in that 2-parent home, quote unquote unicorn father, and I got 2 brothers and they still turned out fucking dusty. Like it does not matter. If you look at my family dynamic, it looks like the ideal family dynamic, but I watched my mother be a single mother, and my father was a high-ranking military official. It does not fucking matter. Like, these motherfuckers are MIA. They'll be in the home and not in the home at the same fucking time. They don't make good fathers. They don't make it. It does not matter. It doesn't
Let
matter.
me ask you a question. How long have you been divested?
I really started divesting about 4 years ago.
Okay. The stuff that she's saying, y'all, that's, literally for the newer divestors. Folks that's been divested for decades know good and damn well you cannot find you a good Black man, period. If you
Hell
think
no.
that you have a good Black man, you just sit and watch your clock for a second.
Yeah.
Find out who the other woman is, because she's there. She exists. Okay, that good Black man that you keep calling a house husband and shit, that's home changing diapers, and you know what he's doing when you're not there, right? Okay, you know what he's doing. Y'all are taking care of a group of men that really detest y'all, and as soon as they can do better, they will, or what they call better, because like I said, they can't stand you. Black men are only as faithful as their options. Let's just put that out there.
That's right.
If they find another option, or they see another viable option, you and your Juris Doctorate is going to have to kiss his ass. I hope that you don't end up on alimony payments, because you're functioning as the provider. Don't forget that alimony is not sex specific. It's not gender specific. Whoever was running that house financially, that's who's going to end up paying for the other person. Okay? They don't just say men pay alimony. Since you're functioning as the provider, you will be on alimony too, boo. let's just put that out there.
There's enough
Oh,
Black
and
female celebrities paying the price that can confirm that, because they stay marrying down all the time. They try to
Jill
pretend
Scott.
like they got women.
Didn't Mary J. Blige?
Fantasia
hold on.
Moreno.
Go ahead, Aaliyah. Y'all let her finish real quick.
Oh no, I was just saying it's more than enough of them to prove that they stay marrying down all the damn time, and then they try to. Then what kills me about it, as soon as they get they little raggedy ass husband, then they want to jump their ass on social media platforms and try to tell other Black women that this is what you need to do and this is how you need to act. And before you know it, he done made a whole damn fool of them. They paying all this money in goddamn alimony and child support, just like Sherry Shepherd, just like Wendy Williams and all these other women. I don't think it's not one Black woman in the entertainment industry that married a Black man that did not marry down. I don't think anybody can name one. I would be surprised. Where is she?
Oh, I wanted to add to that. On the flip side, let's suppose you do meet this so-called good performing Black man. Let's see, Denzel has been cheating on his wife for the longest,
Nobody
He's
talks
married.
about that. Nobody talks about that. They always talking about how long him and Paulette have been together, but he been slanging that Denzel dang all over the goddamn place.
And let's
And
not forget how Bill Dick has done Camille. You know.
LeBron James, he loved him some snow bunnies.
Hell
Oh,
yeah. Yes, he does. Yes, he
girl, I
does.
see people
Don't forget the
praise
whole
me.
cast of House of Atlanta. Those are the biggest mammies on
I about to say
television.
Candy Burris know
Yes.
damn well she married down. And they hate it when people say that shit, but it's a motherfucking fact. She is a sugar mama. And that's been well known about her in the ATL. Todd wasn't the first. She has always dated niggas that were way beneath her.
Yeah.
I need to say one thing. There was a movie years ago called The Best Man that had black women falling all over the concrete. I think
Oh, I know what you're gonna say.
every one of those dudes, everyone was pitiful.
Don't even get me started. Don't even get me
Yeah.
started.
No, I
Terrence
remember that.
Howard. Mm-hmm.
Oh, please.
She fell off. I wanted to show y'all. Anybody got something to say before I go to the next story? Because this one is going to get everybody riled up.
I was gonna say, speaking about Candy, everybody was so mad at what her mom, because her mom kept saying like, "This motherfucker's dusty. You need to protect your assets. You need to watch your money. You need to." And people were like, "Oh, she's being harsh and she's a hater." She wasn't no hater. She knew exactly what the fuck Todd was when he came on the scene. But people get mad when people point out the bullshit.
And
I'll be honest with you. I've
completely
never seen those movies. I that one that you're talking about, or is it a show that you're talking about?
That's the Housewives of Atlanta, the Candy
Oh,
Burns
okay.
on top
Okay.
of
I believe her mom was right too, and I totally believe what Marlo said about him too, that he was talking about her before he got with her, calling her country and all kind of shit. Cause he's from New York, so I believe exactly what Marlo said, that he saw his opportunity and he did a come
That's
up.
right. That's
Exactly. I believe he. Mm-hmm.
Portia's husband called her a horse mouth, and she still married his African ass. So they don't care. They her husband, that African man she married,
Girl.
he called her a whole entire horse mouth, and the ex-wife put him on blast. So I'm like, the fuck, you find
I don't know
somebody.
who the hell y'all talking about. Horse mouth African dude. Who I don't know who y'all talking about. Let's go to the next one. Throw yourself on mute, Nasha. Let's get it, y'all. Everybody, y'all might get a little triggered, but let's go. I'm gonna tell you this much. I'm thankful to the news station. They went on ahead and blurred this shit, so I don't have to cut it out of the live when it's over. It was so bad that they couldn't even show it. And news stations get away with a lot of shit that other creators can't get, done. But they blurred it out because it was horrible. This involves a woman that was with her high school sweetheart since she was 15 years old. 15. Y'all will see the end.
A Milwaukee man is on the run after shooting his girlfriend at least 14 times in front of their children. Not only did this mother survive, she asked to share her story on our Milwaukee Crime Stoppers segment to help catch him. Also, the whole shooting was caught on video, which we are about to show you at the victim's urging. But we want to warn you, it's graphic and heartbreaking. When we showed Nakia Shoemake surveillance video of the day her boyfriend shot her 14 times in front of their 3 children, she was quiet at first, watching intently as he chased her out of her minivan after an argument. He ran her down, shooting her until she falls to the ground. And as she's laying there, he continues to shoot her again and again. But it was when her 12-year-old daughter and 5-year-old son get out of the car to stop their dad from killing their mother that Nakia totally broke down, re-traumatized. Her tears fell, leg shaking uncontrollably. How do you feel watching that video? We asked if she wanted to stop the interview, but she said no, because Nakia Shoemake wants you to see what happened to her from beginning to end.
I would like for the whole video to be played so people can understand from my point of view and from my...
Ladies, this is the type of women that have a problem with what we're saying. Why does it have to come to this? This girl got shot more times than any of these rappers out here. Like she's a fucking thug and a gangster, and she's the mother of his children. Did it in front of their 12-year-old daughter. She'll remember that for the rest of her life. Ladies, I don't want it to come to this part because you thought that you found somebody. She went to high school with this motherfucker and known him all her life. You can't judge a Dusty. You have to stay away from them. She found out the hard way. I wonder what her stance is on certain topics that we talk about. That would be very interesting. Let's go.
My kids' point of view, so they can actually see how we were feeling right during that moment. And to know that someone that they call dad, someone that we once loved, to turn his back on us.
Watch as Askia Strong keeps shooting while she's on the ground, turns to run away, then comes back and shoots several more times to finish the job.
And he just kept shooting. Then I just fell to the ground. I just laid there and just lay him, kept shooting until he was done.
What was that like?
Scary. It burned. After a while, your body getting up to it.
Numb and bleeding, she lays on the ground while he runs off down the alley. And after being shot in the head, stomach, arms, and legs at close range, Nakia Shoemake gets up.
But what made you get back up?
When I opened my eyes and I see my baby.
My eyes was able to focus, so I just got up like this a little bit, and then I was like, oh, I could stand up. And then I just stood up all the way, and I grabbed my babies, and we went. I think the lady, she was just sitting there watching. So I went to her car, and I opened the door, and I pushed her laundry over, and I was like, can you please just take me?
What do you want to say to people who see this?
Just turn them in.
After fleeing down the alley near South 24th and West Lapham, 32-year-old Askia Strong is on the run, wanted for attempted homicide. Milwaukee police believe Strong is hiding with friends and family in either Wisconsin, Illinois, or Indiana.
And was he always like this?
Not in the beginning.
Nakia says the two had been dating for 17 years, since they were 15 years old. He was in and out of jail, and their kids have witnessed him abuse her for the last several years.
Did you ever think that he would shoot you?
No, ma'am.
There it is. That's the part I wanted to get to. See, mammies, when you sit up there and you vouch for these men to these young girls, and don't make no mistake about it, there is some very young mammies out here. So I'm not singling out older women. The last thing that ended up triggering me was this bitch making a rap song about how can't nobody get with her but black men, but whatever. This right here is what I'm talking about. No, you didn't think he would shoot you because your blinders are on when it comes to black males. You can ask anybody that's currently in a relationship with a black male, and almost 100% of them will tell you that the nigga she with wouldn't do nothing like this. Okay? These are the women in these comment sections talking about how unhinged everybody is. These are the women in the comment sections talking about, well, go to the church. You can find good men there. Girl, bye. Bye. Some of the worst men that exist come from the damn church. Okay? Let's finish this. I know y'all got a lot to say on this shit here.
He pulled the gun out before that, but he didn't use it or anything. He was just calling me stupid and stuff.
Nakia says days before the shooting, the abuse got worse because she finally broke up with him for good.
I made life so easy for him that he couldn't accept that life was just about to get hard.
Boom! Shit, this live is over with. I need to click in live. These niggas be in y'all faces because you make they fucking life easier. Did you hear what she said? Did you hear what she said? We not gonna skip over that part. You at your providing ass, protecting ass, marching ass, defending ass. Always got your fist in the air, and you got all the rest of us fucking in danger because nobody wants to arrest the nigga anymore. You get on my nerves with this shit. You literally do. You can do what you want to do, like I said, but when you put women like me and others in danger because of your decisions and your thirst for black dick, that shit is going to trigger the fuck out of me, and I'm going to drag you. Finish up.
Do you hate him?
I do.
I really do.
Nakia could have been part of a growing number of domestic violence victims being killed in Wisconsin. According to the latest numbers from End Domestic Abuse Wisconsin, there were 80 total domestic violence homicides in the state last year. Nearly a third of those were in Milwaukee. This year, there have been 19 DV homicides in the city already, many of them Black women.
Oh, did she say that? Oh, we're so surprised that you're the majority. We're so surprised that you're the majority, but we unhinge when we say you get your ass whooped 3 times more than other races of women. Baby, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Some girls don't believe they even in domestic violence because they figure I fight back or I stand up for myself, or they're just giving themselves so many reasons why they not going through domestic violence. But if they really just step back and look, domestic violence come in so many different forms.
Since the shooting, Nakia says Askia Strong has been harassing her through social media from wherever he is, but she's not afraid.
Why would I live in fear? God don't want you to live in fear. He didn't let me live to live in fear.
Why do you think that you're alive today?
I got a mission.
Her mission is to keep protecting her children from Askia Strong, their father, and to help other women in abusive relationships get on their feet and out before it's too late. Are you a hero?
The moment I get up off that ground, I was a hero. It was victory for me from that point on.
If you are harboring Askia,
they still don't have him. Think about this, ladies. Y'all are sharing the same streets with that motherfucker right there. The one that just, yes.
I'm getting sick and fucking tired of people using Christianity or God to be stupid.
She now says that she wants to help other women. Sis, can you tell, because all the compassion would come right back into my body if you could answer this one question. In the past 17, excuse me, that you were with him, during those 17 years, had you not heard what happens with Black love? Were you somehow an offshoot that doesn't see it on regular TV? You didn't see it in any classroom where did you not see it online? Are you going to tell me that 17 years, did y'all hear when she said he pulled the gun out before and didn't use it before? What?
What I
This
found
woman,
Go ahead.
Now, what I found interesting about it is that they saying that he's possibly staying with family and friends. So the mere fact that his relatives or his friends are harboring somebody who just shot somebody else 14 times, that should tell you just how toxic and dysfunctional a lot of these people are within this community. Because this man did not hesitate to gun down the mother of his 3 children. Why in hell would you be helping him hide out and try to get away with some shit like that? They been doing shit like that though. And it's like, dude, how crazy. This shit is ridiculous. So for all these people running around here thinking that these people love you and they care about you, they don't. Not even their relatives, not even their family and friends. Just like that other lady was up here boo-hooing, talk about how they get treated by that. She was getting treated by his relatives. How long ago were we talking about these mammies and the way and these family members, these cousins and these sisters and these other women and these men families? We've been addressed shit like that. They will take up for them. They will protect them. They're mammies too. Just like the mammies that shit them out. They're mammies too. And that shit, it's fucking ridiculous. But y'all want to run around here talk about white men and their families being racist and them not accepting you and them being, doing all this other shit. And that's why I said from the very beginning, every white man I've ever dated, I have not had half the problems out of their mothers that you would expect from when you're fucking with a Black man. I'm sorry. Every time you see,
I know you're looking for attention, boo. She says, I've seen more Black bitches, basically, beating on Black men than the other way around. All I got to say to you tonight is, go away, whore. Go away, whore. There's your attention, Caramel Cutie. It's probably more like Star Country.
See, my thing is, DC, what we need to start doing is making these hoes prove these comments. See, because what we say can be proven. We got the shit to back it up. Tell that bitch to back that comment up with what? Don't just pull shit out of your ass. Where did you get that from? Show us where you got it from.
Because you know she pulled it out of her ass. I'm sorry. This was my mother. This was my mother. I have seen my mother shot at, beat up, pregnant and non.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm sorry, but you know, I wish the Vietnam draft had taken that motherfucker out of the home. It would have made my life infinitely better. And I can't stand these young, beautiful women being stupid. You see it all around you, and the families don't give a fuck about you because they're letting Pookie do it. Okay? And, you know, I'm sorry. Your community finds you to be disposable, Black women. You are disposable and nothing to them. You can't make them love you. You can't make them want you. Black men hate themselves and Black women hate themselves more. I don't understand this bullshit.
Yep. And just like father, just like son. And I think that she don't even understand that she probably has a son that's going to end up just like this man. He saw a man shoot his mama, so he gonna probably go shoot some more Black females. And these mammies are carrying the spawn of Satan, and they're just leashing out evil all over the world. And somebody need to take them out.
Ladies, I can almost guarantee you he's being harbored by another mammy. Whether it be his mama, his side bitch, somebody. Niggas don't have a house to put them in. They don't have any place to harbor them because half of them live with their mama too. I can guarantee you he's been able to go unapprehended because of another fucking mammy. Okay? This story was disgusting. I feel bad for her. I would love to know what she thinks now. What changes are you going to make? Or are you still getting ready to dive back in and find you another unicorn? At least stay single at this point. But the way mammies act, I can almost guarantee you she gonna be with another one. If not, stick by this nigga side once he's apprehended. Once she go ahead and get that email or that jailhouse mail, baby, I'm sorry. I was just, I don't know what got into me. I just love you so much. I didn't want to see you go. I didn't want to see nobody else with you. It's not beyond her for her to take him back. Haven't y'all seen that shit before?
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely. I just worry about the children. I mean, she gonna do what she gonna do, but my God, like the children, what the fuck? And she probably hasn't put him in any sort of fucking counseling because, you know, motherfuckers in Blackistan don't believe in getting mental health help, you know, so these children are probably dealing with this bullshit.
Well, I'm going to go for the silver lining. I'm going to hope if she had any daughters, the looking for a dusty ended right there when her mama was pumped full of bullets. Because you know what? I never looked for a motherfucker like that. After that fool tried to pump my mother full of bullets and I saw it, I was like, oh, never for me. Never, 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 never.
The rest of the community telling her that it ain't all of them. That was just him. Or better yet, your mama chose wrong. She should have chose better.
You're right.
She'll have the rest of the community to tell her that bullshit and making her think that it's okay. That's why whoever said they'll take the blue collar Brad earlier, I co-sign that statement. I'll take the blue collar Brad.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
And just not that. Let's remember when these men go to prison, they're busting each other down. They in the cells putting tents up and sheets up so they can clap each other's cheeks.
Well, and let them do it. Let them do it. I don't care what they doing. Let them do that shit. As long as they are out of your face, you're going to be okay. Only thing you would have to worry about if Black women got the fuck away from Black men is random crime. Literally. You wouldn't have to worry about DV no more. And you just wouldn't, because there's no domestic, right? They're not going to stop being violent, but we could at least get away from the DV. Okay? Let me put Nikki up because we're not doing the porn bomb tonight. So go ahead, Nikki. What your mammy asked. Chocolate, are you dusty?
No dust here.
Okay.
Oh, I was
So
calling this. I'm sorry. I love you, DZ. Like, I love your content. This is my first time coming up, but I've been listening to you for a while, and I just love your content. And just to like reiterate, like I live in New York. I know you hate New York, but I have like a really good
Black
career
women
here.
should hate New York. Do you
I
see how
know.
fucked up it is? I mean,
know. I'm originally from Texas, but I live out here now because of my career.
You got anything on the topic, cutie pie?
Oh yes, I do. I just think as far as Black women, we just have to be just ruthless pretty much when it comes to Black men and just leave them where they're at. It's nothing else to be said.
There's no fixing the Black community.
No.
And if you still wanting it fixed, it's just going to be a desire that's going to be unmet. Nobody that came before you was able to fix it. I mean, literally nobody. As much as you look up to your strong fucking grandma, the one that kept the family together, she wasn't able, and other grandmothers like her, they weren't able to put the Black community back together. It's because you're trying to do it with a group of people that don't want to be there.
True.
They just don't want to be there. It's like hell on earth for them. You remind them of struggle and poverty. Okay. Even though majority of women's wealth come from men, right? Especially in a patriarchy. Your struggling is a reflection of their failure to keep it all the way 100 with you. They don't want to look you in the face. They can't tell you that they're going to start somewhere. They don't know where to start. These motherfuckers are dumb.
I agree.
Boom. You're exactly right, DZ. When they say that Black women remind them of poverty and struggle, it is a reflection on Black males' failure. Money is supposed to go from man to woman to community. So the man is not bringing home the money, then it's not going to go out to the woman or to the community. It is their failure, but we're not supposed to talk about that.
Girl, I know how fucking I almost said that word
I
up here
just
on
don't
here. I almost
understand
said
why.
that shit. God damn, I almost said that. I'm glad you cut me off, Aaliyah, because I almost got flagged. Go ahead.
No, I'm just not understanding how these women can even get turned on by men who can even say such heinous things to associate being with you, being with poverty and struggle. I'm trying to figure out, Black women have this masochistic relationship with Black men. I just don't understand. I'm not the type of woman that can get off on you talking down to me, talking about me like I ain't shit, talking to me like I'm trash. You ain't got this verbal abuse. I can't get on board with that. And I'm just not understanding how they can still sit up here and say it's a Black man for me only, and I can't fuck with white men, and I can't do that. And it's like, but y'all let these niggas just talk to y'all like y'all ain't shit. Y'all let
And
these
they are
niggas treat
sadistic.
y'all like y'all ain't shit. And it's like, what is so sexy about that? What has you so turned on about men who talk about you like you ain't shit? Who talk about you like you trash, who talk about your hair, your skin tone, the way you talk, the way you dress, the way you act. They make a mockery out of everything about you. I'm not understanding what the fuck is so attractive about any of that. As soon as I got on social media and I saw what the fuck Black men were doing to Black women and shit they was doing and saying, everything that I ever thought I felt for one of them just flew completely out of the window. And I just don't understand how these women can sit up and listen to all this verbal abuse, and some of these crazy hoes even agreeing with half of it or most of it. And it's like, how can you...
But Aaliyah, I'm gonna prove that I'm different from these Black bitches. I'm gonna be a Barbie dipped in chocolate.
I
I'm different.
guess you're right. He not talking about me. He just talking about them. So, and it's like, are y'all stupid? Of course we know he ain't talking about us, but at the same time, he's still
degrading your image collectively. And he's
And
done this shit for years and years and done this shit in front of the world and other groups of men. So it wasn't enough that he didn't want anything to do with you. He didn't want anybody else to have anything to do with you
thank
either.
you. Thank you. And Aaliyah, they let other groups of men basically pimp us out because basically, what's his name? This producer who made all these trash reality TV shows about black women, being ratchet and all this kind of stuff. Okay. People are making money on your dysfunction.
Tyler Perry.
Yes,
and it's
him
like
too.
they get off on that shit. Everything about a black woman, they feel like it's fodder for everything. And they make fun of you. It's ridiculous. They talk about everything about the black woman. They don't like a goddamn thing about you. They don't like your attitude. They don't like your hair. They don't like the way you look. They don't like the way you talk. They don't like shit about you. And then for somebody to sit up, I'm just the type of woman, you ain't got to tell me you don't want me but one time. You ain't got to tell me that you don't want to be with me or call me all kind of, talk about me like I'm a dog. And then I'm getting the fuck on and I'm going to be out your life forever. That's it. You ain't got to keep telling. I just don't understand what the fuck black women see in these men.
You don't have to tell me. You don't have to tell me at all.
And DZ is absolutely right. These mammies who are old enough to know better, so let's say 28 plus, who keep pushing this not all and you try this type of blackmail and that type of blackmail nonsense to younger black women, they are the most treacherous and treasonous. How dare you sit and mislead younger black women into the hellfire?
Yeah, that's why I said earlier, they leading these young girls off a fucking cliff because they not telling them the truth. That's why you got so many of these dumb motherfuckers still sitting back talking about black men still choosing black women. They're still marrying black women. And it's like, lady, they're not marrying anybody. Why are y'all sitting up playing these fucking games and playing this bullshit? Y'all know that statistic is bullshit. These men are not marrying anybody, but you sitting on your ass talking about that most black men still pick black women. Y'all are some delusional ass bitches. I'm sorry.
Aaliyah, I saw a meme of a black man in a wheelchair who said he was ready to settle down now.
Y'all, black women will try and prop up any dust bucket. Since this story was so fucking bad, I'm gonna have to give y'all a comic relief real quick. The dust is real, ladies. They will prop up a homeless, crackhead, dust bucket ass nigga for any goddamn thing, but they still end up failing anyway. I mean, it's like this. You can be really accomplished as a black woman, and they're gonna tell you your degree don't mean shit. But the crackhead black dude, he got potential. Check this shit out and then holla.
You can say it for real.
Oh shit. These motherfuckers are not right. They're weird. He's clearly some sort of substance abuser, right? And she's talking about you can sing for real. You can sing for real. Let's go one more time because I love that clip.
You can say it for real.
Oh shit. Look. Okay.
DZ, did you see that bald spot at the back of his head? So maybe he beard must have been falling out just at random places.
Okay. So in Blackistan, that motherfucker there, he's better than you and your Juris Doctorate, your PhD, your whatever. They got to keep you in check. That dumb bitch was back there talking about, ooh, he can sing for real. Girl,
DZ,
wrong for that.
You're wrong. It was
the funny thing though
for me.
The funny thing is, there's a mammy who will give him some ass.
No, Kyra, say no.
It's true.
No.
That's a king. That's a king.
Wasn't she saying in the video that he can sing? Yeah, there's gonna be a mammy giving him some ass, and she might go ahead ahead and have it raw and then get pregnant and shit out one of his sons. And then the cycle continues.
Herpagona syphilis.
I can't with the black community. Hold up, y'all. Let me put the mammy back up here real quick so we can see who the fuck this is in the back. Come on, string yards. Don't start acting a fucking fool on me. You doing good so far. Escape from dust. Are you dusty?
I am not Dusty.
Mm.
Y'all got the true crime story up, and I just wanted to add in real quick because I gotta go get some dinner started. But 2 years ago, I had got into it with a mammy over her Dusty before I was divested, and I just looked up in the news of Clayton County because someone sent me the article, and he has unalived that very mammy that I was trying to warn her about and other women. And
Is this the one that was found in the car?
Yes, ma'am.
I know exactly what you're talking about because I live in Georgia. Okay.
Yep.
In
Hold up,
Clayton
I must
County.
have missed that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
Clayton County ain't nothing but dust from the window to the fucking wall. I'm talking about Morrow, Riverdale, Lovejoy. All the motherfucking places are all ashy.
And you
Believe
want
it
to
or
know?
not, back in the day, Clayton County used to be a rich white area.
Yep,
Believe it or
you're
not.
right. You're right.
Found
And
her in the car. Was he shot in the head?
I don't know if it was the head, but I do know that he did shoot her, and I also have to add in that he did at one point in time kidnap me before I was divested because he was a
Kidnap
photographer.
you?
Yes, he kidnapped me. He was a photographer.
Whoa.
He told me to come over to his house for a videography shoot, and that he would like basically compensate me by giving me a photo shoot if I did like a video for him. And I went ahead and did so. I wasn't doing all the other stuff that he was into because he's actually a pornographer. And he decided that that night would be the night that he kidnapped me and then sexually assaulted me, and then I escaped, and then I had exposed him, and the mammy hopped in my inbox on September 22nd of 2020, and he took her out this world September 22nd of 2022.
You know, Clayco their crazy is on steroids now. You know they firebombed that teacher's house in Clayco too, and it's like
Mhm.
they are getting. I mean, he wanted to make sure he destroyed everything she owned, set the car on fire, set her on fire because she was in her room, and he threw a bomb in there, and she got burned very bad, burned down the whole house. And she was in ICU last I heard. I don't know what, but the reason why I don't know what the fuck is going on in Clayco. I just, and it's
It's
not
a
just
lot.
Clayco.
It's almost all black. To be honest with you, let's just keep it all the way funky. That county is almost 100% black. Hell, their sheriff is a black dude, and his ass done got caught up in so many scandals. I know you do. Y'all remember Victor Hill?
Yes.
That boy there, he stayed in some scandal. Okay, and that's their sheriff. So you only gonna go down from there. That county. If you drive in Clayton County, Georgia, and see somebody white in Clayton County, please know that they're there to buy illegal substances because they don't live there. They don't. It's all the hospital is trash now. Southern Regional used to be a dope ass hospital. Now, shit, you might as well go ahead and sit down and make right with God. You take your ass in that hospital if you want to.
And I spoke to the mammy that introduced us last night, and she wasn't shocked at all or like bothered by it. She said, "Oh, that's crazy because I was supposed to do a photo shoot with him." Girl, you could have been unalived and you're worried about your photo shoot, and that's how deeply embedded their mindset is into worshiping those men.
I saw the special that somebody did on her right after that happened. And every last time they talk about these women that are unalived by these nakers, they're always saying the same thing. So I'm apt to believe that that's not true. They always got the smile that lit up the room, would give you the shirt off their back. They were the salt of the earth. They always say that shit after the unaliving. But when they alive, they all fighting each other and arguing about what the fuck you should do. What you should do is leave the black community.
Yeah.
That part.
Run.
I just don't understand. These are the same women that talk shit about us and hate us with a passion. But these stories and these bodies have not stopped dropping. And these stories have not stopped coming.
So I just don't understand. Like, these men are showing you exactly who the fuck they are.
I had to mute your mic, Escape from Dust, because that refrigerator was doing its thing. It was saying its piece, hunty.
My bad.
It's
Okay.
all good.
Well, caller, I'm glad that you were able to make your escape.
Yes.
And I have a question. Didn't Clayton County lose its school accreditation at
Yes,
some
it
point?
did. Look,
Oh.
girl, Kyra, the school system in that area, the teachers' checks bounced one time, baby. They direct deposit and all that shit was missing. That county, if y'all ever move to Georgia and you move to Clayton County, RIP. RIP. I'm putting you back on mute, boo. RIP to you. Don't move there. Don't move there. And by the way, please don't take your ass to New Orleans because, honey, they're back in the news. We fixing to go over that shit real quick, right? Everybody's leaving. And somebody got some background noise. Hold on 1 second. Okay, just making sure that was wasn't disrupting.
Y'all, thank y'all so much for letting me tell y'all that I have to go tonight, but I love y'all. Thank y'all so much.
All right, peace out, boo. I'm glad you're okay.
Thank you.
All righty, bye-bye. But we talked about all these businesses leaving. Y'all, they getting the fuck up out of there. That Canal Street Starbucks is no longer going to be there. Why is that important? Because it's one of their famous locations. People rap about it. People sing about it. It's a tourist area. Once you lose your tourism dollars, stuff is going to start changing some more. All of these stores are getting the fuck away from your Canes, away from your community, away from the motherfuckers you love so much. And you're going to be left there with them to have to deal with the bullshit. But let's have some fun real quick. Listen to this shit, y'all.
Some popular businesses are closing locations across the country because of crime problems. Starbucks, for example, closing over a dozen stores, the latest in its busy location in the heart of New Orleans tourist district. This comes right as the Big Easy has officially become the murder capital of the U.S.
Who do y'all think is doing that? Who do y'all think turned New Orleans yet again to the murder capital of the U.S.? Who do you think that was? The white man?
It was white men in black masks. That's what it is.
Y'all, that's important. I don't know if y'all know about that location, but that is a money-making location for the tourism of New Orleans. But let's keep going. They're not the only people that's leaving. We fixing to drag.
Fox's Rebecca Castor is there with the latest. Rebecca.
Good evening, Tom. It's a title that no city wants to claim, but as of last week, New Orleans has officially overtaken St. Louis for the most homicides per resident. Take a look at these numbers. As of September 11th, there have been 52 homicides per 100,000 residents in New Orleans. In St. Louis, it's about 45 homicides per 100,000 residents right now. And just compare that to 18 homicides per 100,000 residents in Chicago and 3.5 in New York City. Now, this crime wave is leading companies like Starbucks to close some locations nationwide. The company announced it.
Take a look at the locations. Philadelphia, Blackistan, right? DC, Blackistan. New Orleans, Blackistan, okay? Los Angeles, you already know what's up. Seattle, they got bad areas and they full of niggas. Portland is actually the city there that has the most niggers, all closing. They're running away from you. Sisters, divested women, and those of you considering divestment, you better leave. You better leave. Keep listening.
Announced it's closing stores in 6 states, including 6 locations in greater Los Angeles and another 6 in the Seattle area. Starbucks saying in a statement, after careful consideration, we are closing some stores in locations that have experienced a high volume of challenging incidents that make it unsafe to continue to operate, to open new locations with safer conditions. Now, even though their Canal Street store in New Orleans is typically busy with tourists, it's closing in October. Shootings are unfortunately common in this area. Last month, a woman was killed, and in July, 2 men were injured in a shootout. Now, Starbucks is not the only major brand that is closing some of its locations due to crime. Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid are also blaming security concerns as a factor for some of their store closures as well.
Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Let me tell you why that should burn, mammies. Usually, when you guys have these niggers' children, there's something up. They got asthma. They got birth defects. They got something going on with it. They got eczema. They have all these problems. Now, a lot of y'all's children are on medications that you can only get from the pharmacy with a prescription. Well, all three of the major pharmacies are closing in your neighborhoods. Your kids ain't gonna be able to get their medications. Your grandma ain't gonna be able to get their medications. And your place is turning into, which it was already that, but it's getting worse, a shithole. If you don't get your shit and get away from these motherfuckers really, really quickly, like I said, there's nothing I can say to you. What you need to stop doing is worrying about other women that have left the community and focus on getting your shit together and getting up out of there. Y'all taking 14 bullets, right? It's just the domestic violence area of America, 3 times the rate. It's not going to be livable. Every time we come up here, there's more places that are closing. The sentence said they're moving to areas with safer conditions, i.e., getting away from your sons and your daddies, right? Your sons and your daddies not only is making it not safe for you, but they making it unsafe for people to even come visit on vacation, to visit an area that's known for tourism, because they have to consider your sons may be there when they get there. That's a bad fucking look. And y'all gonna call this shit white flight, Blackistan. I know y'all are. But can you blame them at this point? You can say what you want to about them people, quote unquote. But the fact of the matter is they have all the stores. They have all the resources. They have all the infrastructure. They're the ones that are setting up your educational systems and all that shit. So even trying to compare niggas to them folks, that don't work, sis. Yup, you can talk shit about them all you want to. Where are you going to get your day-to-day needs, i.e. your son's fucking asthma pump? Huh? Where are you going to get your penicillin for that Star Crunch that you keep getting every other goddamn month? How you going to cure that yeast infection when Walgreens say, fuck you, bitch, I'm out of here? Because that's exactly what's happening. Okay? Aaliyah, it's on you.
I mean, I wish I could say I was surprised, and the reason why we keep saying that is because we've been talking about this shit. We've been talking about the businesses leaving it. We've been talking about the fact that they're fucking up the whole entire country. We've been talking about that too. We've been talking about all of it, so it's not shocking at this point. Your sons are fucking up the country. Pretty soon, there won't be nowhere else to go. No area will be safe. And that's just what it is. But we're the crazy ones, though. We're the radicals. We're the extreme.
On these Hotep channels, they talk about, building gardens in urban areas and that type of shit. Y'all gonna end up having to do that because the grocery stores is not gonna be there, right? These places are going to become food deserts. And as soon as you see a white person with a microphone and a news van in your neighborhood, you're going to trot your ass up there, head wrap and all, and tell them why they won't build no stores in our communities. They're answering it for you right now because they built them in your communities and y'all didn't take care of them. You actually protested them. And when some nigga got his ass handed to him, y'all tear up the motherfucking place, going in there, stealing and wrecking the fucking place. That's your community. I don't think black folks know what a community is because they will tear that shit up in a heartbeat. Tearing up your CVS is not going to help the people in your community, Miss Activist Mammy. You got old people that live in your community and shit. So why would you tear that place up?
DZ, I mean, what you mentioned about farming is interesting because let's just keep it real. Black males only have the discipline to farm something illegal. So if you just want to subsist off of Mary Jane and coca leaves, shall we call it, then good on you. But if you actually want, produce, they're going to come in and tear up your garden and steal it before you even have time to harvest it. So
we're going to need to buy some nigga pesticide to keep the niggas off.
You beat me to it. I was just about to say that farming, I don't see how they're gonna do that because they ain't gonna do nothing but steal that shit and fuck it up. they'll be stealing all the produce, all the vegetables, all the fruit, because that's just how they are. They self-sabotage. They fuck up all their own shit. And the rest of it is hating and jealousy. You're not gonna let nobody with a garden grow their shit in peace so they can turn around and sell it to your neighbors. Cause soon as you want something and they won't give it to you, you gonna go by there and tear all that shit down. That's just how they operate.
And don't let you put a chicken coop in your place. Oh hell no. They're gonna steal those chickens.
Girl, they're gonna try to sleep in the coop. Not even steal the chickens. They're gonna try to lay on the side of your farm.
Y'all, look at how much food is nowadays. It literally has doubled. Going in a grocery store is a feat for some people these days. So as these people, they fucked up real bad when they let Aldi leave their neighborhoods, because that's sometimes is all they really can put in their budget. Aldi was a cheap place to go where you can get decent shit. Even the mammies like the wine up in Aldi. Y'all talked so good about Aldi. Now they're having to leave you there because of your sons. You're going to have to prove at this point that you're willing to die for your community, because you're going to end up having to stay there because you love black men so much. Because make no mistake about it, once this flight happens and you try to apply for an apartment outside of Blackistan, and you got homeboy outside watching a YouTube video in your car, bobbing his head back and forth, and they look out them blinds and see who you drove up with, all of a sudden the apartment is not going to be available. Nobody's going to allow you to come and tear up their shit. When they flight, they flight. Okay? They're not going to let you say, oh, all that crime back there, we ain't like that, and then come in your community. Ladies, that's why you have to divest. Okay? So say the shit went real bad. Real bad. It got like Jim Crow bad. Now, you walking around with this nigga, you ain't going to be able to get shit done. But when you're walking around with somebody else, they tend to get the job done, bitch. They get the job done. People are weary of your sons. The answer to your questions about why you couldn't get this job or why you couldn't, because look at who you showed up with. Look at who you put down for a reference. His name is Daquan Robinson. That's who we supposed to talk to tell us you amazing? I don't think so. I don't think so. You better try you a Tim. You better try Mr. Win. That's what you better do. Because everybody see you, boo. Everybody see you.
And to add to what DZ is saying, in the age of social media where you all booed up on Facebook and shit, you really think that the leasing office isn't going to go through your socials to see exactly who you're hugged up with? And you have to turn over your personal information, so you think they're not going to check to see if you've birthed any thuns recently? Because we were talking about it in Discord, how one of your supporters, one of her relatives was renting her house, trying to make extra money. The woman presented herself as just a single woman with a daughter. She moved in, but after she signed that lease, she snuck in her 2 sons and her great boyfriend, and they tore up that house. You really think the leasing offices are going to try to counteract that shit? So
if
good
they're
luck.
not on the lease, they can put you up out of there. You breaking a contract right there. I rented this to you, Sheila, and then you got Quan and them living there. They're not listed as residents on there, so here's your eviction notice. That's what's going to end up happening. Keep thinking you slick. You're going to be hungry and homeless.
Yeah, they drag them everywhere they go, and it's just, oh my God, they drag them and they fuck up everywhere they go, and then people act like they really don't understand why don't nobody want them around, and they start not to want you around too. And that's the shit that we're talking about that affects us by default, because every time you fuck it up for one thing, you fuck it up for every goddamn body. And it's like, see, this is what I'm talking about. So now, because you bitches don't know how to act, you got black women who don't even have children, especially not these bastard ass sons around here tearing up every goddamn thing. You didn't tell me that it's a possibility that I won't be able to rent where the fuck I want to live because y'all already done fucked it up, and you think I ain't got no right to speak on that bullshit?
Right, and this lady, I'm in agreement with you, VN Training. Yes, that sounds harsh, but let them starve. Because make no mistake about it, if the situation was reversed, they'd let you starve. They'd let you starve like a motherfucker. I don't have my heart on my sleeve. That shit is in the drawer with a lock on it. Go ahead,
DZ,
Janelle.
didn't they already let us starve during welfare? Isn't that the reason why welfare even came into place? Because we were starving, the kids were starving, they was nowhere to be seen. Like, we've been starving. So yeah, and to add on to her point, that is so true. These men don't even understand. The women don't even understand that these niggas have other places to go. Even if they come and stay with you and you get put out, they gonna have somewhere to go. So these women gonna be at the Motel 6s on Facebook looking for some GoFundMe's.
Yeah, that's true. Lashik, thank you for cutting off your camera. Are you dusty?
No, I'm not.
Okay, that microphone is though. It's something going on. Somebody dusty. Oh yeah, your microphone dustier than a son of a bitch. You crackling and everything else, girl.
Okay.
Go out and come back in. Go out and come back in. I can't understand nothing you saying. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. Was it just me? Because I couldn't hear a damn thing she was saying. All I heard was she said she wasn't dusty.
No, it wasn't just you. But the connection
No.
was not good.
Yeah, I couldn't hear her either. Hopefully she'll call back.
No, it's
She
fine.
sounds like she's in Britain or something. Maybe she got a different type of system or something.
Ain't no telling, y'all. Ain't no telling. But yeah, ladies, the place is getting towed the fuck up. And you hear the smile on my face again. I'm not upset about it. Please don't make that mistake. I am not upset about it. But hey, let them do what they do.
You remember a few lives ago, DZ, when you were talking about the rental crisis, and you remember that black mother and her daughter who got put out of the pool, and they were trying to scream racism, and you were saying that Tyrone and them need to build twerking at the Cove? It's about time they got started on that. Twerking at the Cove apartment buildings.
You bet. You right. You back, Lashik. Is it better?
Okay.
And see, what black women don't understand is if they did build them, they ain't finna turn around and give them to you. They finna put Becky and Maria and Ling Ling and everybody else other than you. See, that's what they don't seem to understand. And see, they under the impression that when these black men start building, that building is gonna then turn around and include them. Let's just say they did. I'm not saying they're going to, but black women still ain't grasped the concept yet that none of that would include you. None of it.
They don't believe fat meat greasy. Also, speaking of the community, because that's my favorite topic, right? They got a little bit more lenient on these black men in these jails. And ladies, you're suffering for it. And I'm not talking about just the free ladies. I'm talking about the ladies that happen to be locked the fuck up. See, when you fought police brutality, well, they backing up a little bit. They're even letting some of the inmates walk around the jail unsupervised, even where you're housed, right? Let this be the final story. Let this be the final story. Here we go.
We begin at 6 with that horrifying crime inside the already troubled Oklahoma County Detention Center. And a warning before we go any further, these allegations are disturbing.
They're very disturbing. It involves an ape and another inmate. It is a black woman. I'm sorry, it's a woman. I'll just put it like that, okay? Because everybody got their own definitions or whatever. Ladies, they fought this shit, and now everybody's suffering, even the black women that are in jail. But I don't happen to see mammies fighting for black women's rights in jail. Very interesting.
Here's what happened. A female inmate handcuffed to a wall, awaiting her release, is raped by an unsupervised male inmate. The suspect.
There you go. Are you happy, mammies? Are you happy? Nobody's beating on him. Nobody's bossing them around and roughing them up. He's just able to walk around the jail unsupervised. But you're handcuffed. You don't have shit to say about this? Why is this not talked about on you how to be a better wife as bitches' lives? Why is this not talked about? You overplayed your hand, bitch. That's what you did. Look, everybody's suffering now. Look, he's walking around in the jail. You're handcuffed because you're going to be supervised. Okay? Not your rights, his rights. That's the most important.
Suspect Dante Thomas now faces charges in the July 19th attack. News 4's Nick Kemper joins us now with the investigation. Nick?
It is disturbing indeed. Officers caught him in the act, but it took 2 months before the rape charges were filed. And authorities.
Look at the equality. You should be smiling about that. It took him 2 months to even charge him. And somebody witnessed you getting assaulted sexually against your will. Is this what y'all was really looking for? Because you're getting it.
Authorities say he is now at large.
That woman's going to have to live with that for the rest of her life. The trauma that she's going to go through. She'll never be able to put her trust back into a government, a law enforcement system ever.
Notice the Mamian. She's not going to be able to trust the law enforcement system when the perpetrator was a black dude. You see that sleight of hand right there? Come on.
A woman was allegedly raped inside the Oklahoma County Detention Center. The suspect is Dante Thomas. The police report says he was left unattended after being processed, then walked down the hall to a medical cell. That is where he found a woman, her left hand cuffed to the wall. She was defenseless. The report says the jail video captured the entire incident. Video shows her shaking her head no and trying to resist. It took 5 minutes for an officer to spot the assault and place Thomas in handcuffs. The jail CEO, Greg Williams, says in part of a statement, "We deeply regret the harm that was suffered in this situation." The alleged rape took place on July 19th, but the charges were only filed Thursday, September 15th. District Attorney David Prater says he met with jail trust investigators to review the video the day after it happened and was ready to press charges the same day, saying, "I instructed the investigators to get me a charging packet, including a probable cause affidavit, as soon as possible to get the rape charge filed." Sharice Baker is a member of the People's Council for Justice Reform. After 14 deaths in the jail this year and now an alleged rape, Baker says the jail trust doesn't prioritize human life, calling for new leadership.
It shows the incompetence that we have allowed to accumulate in our systems over these last few years.
Nobody's going to take you seriously, black women, talking about incompetence. Why? Because you got incompetent niggas in your neighborhood, right? And you don't even recognize the incompetence there. So how on earth are you going to be able to tell anybody else that they're incompetent? Ladies, they fought for all of this shit for black men, and now look at what's happening. It's getting so dangerous that it's not a joke anymore. I don't want any of you getting hurt out here. I don't want any of you putting your trust in none of these niggas. Just walk away. Do you understand that boy was in jail and still did what he did? He's a protected class. He's literally a protected class. It took them 2 months to file these charges because guess what? Sometimes when they file charges against your sons, you come down there and act the fool. You organize protests because of the inequality in sentencing laws and bail reform and all that shit there. It's getting other women hurt, y'all. If your family member is not, you love your cousin or whoever this nigga is in your family, do you love them enough to risk everybody else? That's the part that scares the shit out of me. The love black women have for black men, it puts everybody else in danger. People finna be hungry. People getting ready to not get justice for their crimes. What? I can't.
They said they wanted prison reform. They said that the conditions were awful and unlivable, and that they were not being treated right. Mind you, the main bitches that was out there protesting got a husband or a son somewhere locked up, and I guess they trying to convince everybody that he didn't do nothing. You know, he was innocent. They don't never do nothing. But you know, this is part of that reform. See, it's going to be to the point that where nobody's going to be able to do or say. I mean, we're already there, to be honest.
No, if
Yeah.
they don't want nobody to do anything to them, say anything to them, check them about anything, they just want them to have free reign to do whatever the fuck they want to do. And they try to pretend like that's not what it is, but that's exactly what it is. Because anybody who checks them about anything, even if it's just a regular citizen, they risk losing everything. And now you're wondering why people are backing off and they're not saying anything to them. Not the police, not anybody. So what you're gonna have now is what you have, a whole bunch of them running loose and terrorizing every fucking body. And I don't know when they gonna get up off their ass and stop talking about what the fuck is going on with the baby and Tory Lanez and every goddamn body else, and start talking about what the fuck is what's going on outside your front door. What the fuck is these niggas doing to the neighborhoods around you? See, people like that, like the majority of these people, they don't say shit until that shit comes to their front door. They gonna pretend like it's not a thing. Nothing is really all that serious until it happens to you. That's what it is. But y'all, your sons, your brothers, your husbands, your cousins, they are fucking up this country. They are fucking up everything. And I'm just waiting for when they're gonna admit that we've been right all along.
They'll never admit that shit. They'll never admit that shit because they always got this weird competition going on. When somebody write about some shit, I have to go ahead and give in. Like when I had all this compassion for mammies and y'all come on, go ahead and divest, bring yourself to the other side of the fence. Somebody told me you're going to regret that. And I do. I have nothing but vitriol for y'all because it's like you trying to rescue an animal and they trying to bite at your arm. It's like, sis, this is where we need to go. This is what we need to do. Let's save ourselves. I don't like them palm-colored people. Everybody racist, and you need to shut the fuck up with your bedwench ass. Okay, thank you so much. I'm glad that you feel that way. Now I can talk about what you're doing. What you're doing. Okay?
I'm sorry, they need to be locked up. And I don't give a fuck. One of them was in the middle. He just got out of one car and then just walked across the middle of the street in front of cars. That shit was earlier today. And he thought it was funny. He thought it was cute. And by the time he made it to the other side, and I just shook my head at him and kept going. Because I'm like, now if one of these cars would have bumped your ass, it would have been hell to pay. But you gonna jump your ass. I said anything that they feel is gonna inconvenience somebody else or fuck somebody. It's like they love anarchy. They love chaos. They love tearing shit up. They love just being destructive. They just love anything that's gonna inconvenience somebody else or fuck you over. They all for it. I don't understand. Y'all got a bunch of demons running the fuck around. They running amok. And like I said, if you do not get these niggas in line, somebody else gonna have to come and get them in line. And I don't want to hear that shit. I ain't gonna want to hear a motherfucking thing later on when they get to complaining about this. This is a free country and all that shit, because they love to. This is a free country and all that. You can't. These are our rights and our civil liberties and all this shit. Because at some point, martial law is gonna have to step. Somebody's gonna have to step in and do something about this. Y'all don't want to do anything about this, but we cannot go on this way. We just can't.
I'm not trying to go anywhere with them. I'm gonna be honest with you, Aaliyah. I'm not trying to go. Look, whatever happens to their community, it just happens. Okay, I just don't give a solid fuck.
I'm not talking about the community. I'm talking
about these bitches out here that keep acting like this shit ain't happening.
But the only reason why I'm saying this is because I know it affects us as a whole. Because the thing of it is, when they're finished fucking up all that shit, I know where they going to next.
Now, and so, like I said, where they gonna get shot. That's when that's gonna go down.
It affects us so far.
It's only so far that everybody can run to. Now they're not gonna run white people off the edge of this goddamn earth. That's not gonna happen. So they're gonna get their do-rag blown the fuck off. They can't go everywhere. They can spread that little bullshit as far as they let them spread it. But when motherfuckers get fed up, it's over for that do-rag.
Daisy, it's so goddamn bad. Just like that last story you was telling, they got people looking at us like we crazy for doing regular shit that people supposed to do. This is like, what you doing trying to take a shower at the gym? That's normal folk shit. People do that shit all the time. Why you think the shower is there? You mean to tell me now you can't shower after working out at the gym because somebody finna walk in the goddamn bathroom? And you want to know why that is? Because the diversity, equity, inclusion, bitches. I've been said that. Because they are the ones running around here talking about it's no different. And these men talking about they women and all these other people. And so now what you have is a whole bunch of motherfuckers in your bathroom and in your locker rooms that don't fucking belong in there. But we had to the point where we can't say a motherfucking thing about that, because if we do, they gonna take everything that we own. So we can't say shit about nothing. The regular people are just prisoners to everything. And these other motherfuckers just get to do whatever the fuck they want to do and commit all the crimes they want to commit. And regular folks just have to stay locked up in their houses or apartments, I guess, and not go anywhere and not do anything. So we're just gonna be held hostage.
This is what the mammies been asking for since day one. When those protests first got popular in the early 2010s, I told y'all they are just asking for black men to be able to do their crimes in peace. They not worried about no injustice. They not worrying about civil liberties and that type of shit. It's leave our men alone. Let them do what they do. That's all this was about.
So how many girls
Some
did you bring
background
over to
noise,
the house
Chanel.
with the boys there? Like 5?
I put you on mute, Chanel, because you fixing to put your business out there. Let me go ahead and put this up here. Jay Laker girl, are you dusty?
No, I am not dusty.
Okay, you got anything on the topic? Because we fixing to get the fuck up out of here.
Well, I don't want to hold too much time for you ladies, but it's one industry that nobody has really talked about, and that is the cruising industry. Yes, mammies, the cruising industry, going on cruises like Carnival and Princess Cruises. Yeah, they're turning that one out. It's been fights popping off on cruise ships for like the past couple months. And I'm like, now I can't even take a cruise because these mammies are bringing their Dusty's, their Tyrones, and they on the cruise ships fighting because they ain't never been nowhere. So try to avoid Carnival if you can.
Damn, you can't take a cruise now either?
Nah, girl. If you look at any video that said Carnival fight, 99.999, 100% of the time, it's a nigger fighting or it's a mammy fight. They done fucked up the Carnival cruises now.
You know what, too, Jay? It started happening years ago. I remember in 2003, me and my husband went on a cruise. It's some background noise. Hold up. I'm gonna throw you on mute for a second. We went on a cruise. We was just going to the Bahamas. We wasn't going nowhere important, to be honest with you. It was just a weekend cruise. Well, some family reunion got those Groupon, like group rate tickets. You know how they ain't got no window in the goddamn room. It was just a bunch of them with a bunch of family reunion t-shirts on, and they made that weekend a goddamn nightmare. You can tell they had never been anywhere. The kids was running around acting a damn fool. These motherfuckers would make something free. Make a buffet free and watch what the people from Blackistan do. They tow that cruise up. Once we landed, right, or docked, I should say, we got the fuck up off that boat and did a whole bunch of excursions and shit. Black folks fuck up them. Blackistan, they fucked them cruises all the way up. And a group of them, oh shit. Oh
That's
shit.
what I'm talking about. So regular people can't do regular shit no more. This is what I'm talking about. Even though you are fully divested, what they do still somehow finds a way to affect you, no matter what. This is what I'm saying.
That's why we be on mammy's asses all the time, because them bitches look just like us. They looked like us. So when somebody see you, Aaliyah, they go ahead and see Chanel and CJ and Lashik and everybody else, Kyra, they automatically assume that we all fucking mammies, because the majority of us are mammies. And we always got that one nigga with us that ain't like that. Wink eye, wink, wink. He ain't like the rest of the niggas that you just watched all week on the fucking news dropping these bitches like flies, right? So, hey, it is what it is. You stay there if you want to. You leave if you don't. Like I said in the beginning, ain't nobody begging you to get the fuck up out of there. If you like it, I love it, whore. I love it. Stay your ass right there. You can do the nothing but a black man, black woman bullshit all you want to. You ain't fucking with me. You ain't fucking with me and nobody else up here or in this damn chat room. That's your life you fucking up. Don't think you sticking it to us because your ass, you declaring that you a Blackistani bunny. Okay? Who do you think you fucking with, sis? It's your life you fucking up. right? Y'all enjoy y'all weekend and please stay safe. Thank everybody that came up here on this panel. Let's let's go ahead and get out of here and look at the Dusty again and go to Discord. Damn it. Bye.
You can say it for real.
My.
Oh, shit.